Some heroes don't carry swords or change the world. Some simply stand firm in small towns, beneath the crushing weight of public opinion, and do what is right when every voice tells them not to. Welcome back to Porcupine Chronicles, where we revisit the books that teach us not just how to think, but how to live. Today, we're opening the pages of Harper Lee's Pulitzer Prize-winning masterpiece, To Kill a Mockingbird. Our story begins in the sleepy fictional town of Macomb, Alabama, a world of dusty streets, front porch afternoons, and relentless gossip. It's all told through the eyes of a little girl, Scout Finch. Her perspective perfectly captures not just the innocence of youth, but the quiet cruelty that innocence must one day confront. Scout's father, Atticus Finch, is a lawyer. He's not a flashy hero. He's gentle, rational, and unbelievably kind. He is the kind of father who teaches his children that courage isn't a man with a gun in his hand. It's us knowing you're lit before you begin, but you begin anyway and see it through no matter what. That lesson becomes terrifyingly real when Atticus agrees to defend Tom Robinson, a black man falsely accused of a terrible crime against a white woman. By taking the case, Atticus puts his reputation, his social standing, and even his family's safety on the line. In a town where justice often wears a white face, he knows he's going to lose, but he does it anyway, because it's the right thing to do. For Scout and her brother Jim, their childhood in Macomb is a universe of games, wild imagination, and half-understood truths. One of their biggest fascinations is their neighbor, Boo Radley. He's a recluse, a man who never leaves his house, and his silence has turned him into a local myth, a ghost story the children tell each other. They spend their summers acting out courtroom dramas in the dirt, completely unaware that they will soon witness a real one that will shatter their childhood illusions. Harper Lee masterfully builds this dual world. It's half seen through a child's sense of wonder, and half recalled through an adult's memory. It's a powerful way to show us that growing up isn't really about learning facts. It's about learning empathy. This idea is the moral center of the entire novel. At one point, Atticus tells Scout, "You never really understand a person until you consider things from his point of view, until you climb into his skin and walk around in it." That one line becomes the guiding principle for Scout and for us as readers. It's a challenge to look past our own biases and see the humanity in everyone, even those we've been taught to fear or dismiss. The courtroom scenes in To Kill a Mockingbird remain some of the most powerful and heartbreaking in all American literature. The trial of Tom Robinson is a masterclass in tension and tragedy. Atticus presents a clear, logical, and undeniable defense. Every shred of evidence, every piece of testimony, points to Tom Robinson's innocence. It's obvious to anyone willing to see the truth. But the jury, trapped by generations of prejudice and racism, convicts him anyway. It's a verdict that the children, Scout and Jem, simply cannot comprehend. How can the truth be right there, plain as day, and yet be completely ignored? And that is precisely Harper Lee's point. Prejudice isn't born of logic. It's a sickness, an inherited blindness that defies reason. After the verdict is read, Atticus packs his briefcase and prepares to leave the courtroom, defeated. But as he walks down the center aisle, something extraordinary happens. In the balcony, where the black community of Macomb was forced to sit, every single person silently rises to their feet as he passes. It's a gesture of respect, of gratitude, of shared sorrow. In that one wordless, reverent, and heartbreaking moment, Harper Lee shows us the profound cost of goodness in an unjust world. Atticus may have lost the case, but he won something far more important. He upheld human dignity. The novel has two major plot lines: the trial of Tom Robinson and the mystery of Boo Radley, finally and dramatically collide in the dark. Bob Ewell, the man who falsely accused Tom Robinson, feels humiliated by Atticus during the trial. Seeking revenge, he attacks Jem and Scout one night as they walk home. Suddenly, a figure emerges from the shadows to save them. It's Boo Radley, the monster from their childhood stories, the silent phantom they had both feared and mocked. But he isn't a monster. He's a gentle, quiet protector. He is their guardian angel. Later, standing on Boo Radley's porch, looking out at her own street, Scout finally sees her world from his eyes for the first time. In that moment of profound empathy, she understands. She realizes that the true monsters were never hiding in the shadows. They were out in plain sight, fueled by hate and ignorance. Boo Radley and Tom Robinson are both mockingbirds. As Atticus explained to his children earlier in the book, mockingbirds don't do one thing but make music for us to enjoy. They don't eat up people's gardens, don't nest in corn cribs. That's why it's a sin to kill a mockingbird. They are innocents who cause no harm and only bring a small bit of beauty into the world. Tom was destroyed by hate, and Boo was nearly destroyed by cruelty and fear. To Kill a Mockingbird is so much more than just a story about racism or a coming-of-age tale. At its heart, it's a story about vision, about who we choose to see, who we refuse to see, and what we do once our eyes are finally opened. It tells us that real bravery is often quiet, found not in grand gestures, but in the daily, difficult act of being decent. It teaches us that compassion isn't an abstract idea, but a practice, the simple, powerful act of climbing into someone else's skin and walking around in it. Harper Lee's masterpiece reminds us that even in the face of overwhelming injustice, the smallest moments of empathy and integrity can echo louder and last longer than any verdict. You've been listening to Porcupine Chronicles. If you enjoyed this exploration, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel for more deep dives into the books that shape us. Until next time, be kind, be curious, and be well.